Today I wanted to take a minute and share with you some of the All-America Selection annuals that we have on display here in our demonstration garden. Now, you've seen some of these previously mentioned. We mentioned the Big Duck series, the Big Duck Yellow and the Big Duck Gold marigolds, but they're a lot larger, and that's something different than what I want to show you today. Those, in fact, the Big Duck series are known as African or American marigolds, which are Tagetes erecta. Now this particular one is a French marigold, which is known as Tagetes petula. So it's a different species of marigold, and as you can see, it's much smaller in stature. The Big Duck or the African marigold are usually much larger, whereas the French marigold are much more petite. But the nice thing about the French marigolds is they tend to really hold up because they're a bushier, sturdier plant. They really hold up well, especially in rainy seasons, which we have been experiencing this summer. Now this superhero Spry, what's really noted for it as being exceptional is the fact that it has so much consistency within each of its flowers. You'll notice that it has a really dark maroon lower petals and then the bright yellow center petals to it. And while it is more of a petite plant than the African marigold, it's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck in this bushy little plant. So now let's go take a look at some zinnias. Here's one zinnia that we just love to have in the garden, and this is called Queenie Lime Orange. And not only does it have a fun name, but it has a fun flower to match as well, with this dahlia-like flower that fades from a kind of a limey yellow down to more orangey pink colors. It's almost like an ombre of sunset colors there in this one flower. And you can see how large those flowers get also. And as you can see, it is a favorite among the pollinators. In addition to a pollinator garden, it works well in cut flowers with these really long stems that will last up to 3 weeks. Now this particular zinnia is a Zinnia elegans, which is kind of related to some of the traditional old-fashioned zinnias that we used to have in our garden, our grandma's garden. But there's also another zinnia that I want to show you just down the way here. This is a Zinnia Perfusion Red zinnia. Now this particular one is a cross between the Zinnia elegans and the Zinnia angustifolias. So that cross combines and you really get the best of both of those types of zinnias, meaning that you have a more sturdy, stout, short, compact plant, but also one that is more disease resistant. In fact, it holds up really well to humidity, which a lot of times zinnias don't like because of powdery mildew. Now this particular one was noted because it has exceptional red color that does not fade, especially in the heat of the summer, as that sun can get really strong on those, the color of the petals. You can see we still have a great color. Also, we still have plenty of buds that are still going to open up, which is a nice addition as well. Now down the way, we also have a Zinnia bicolor red and yellow. It is also in the Perfusion series, so you can see it has a very similar compact habit to the red Perfusion Zinnia, but with a little bit different and more appealing flower because of the variability in it. You can see that the center has a nice kind of dark hot pink color to it. Then the tips of the petals are dipped in yellow, making a nice contrast. But as those flowers age, they start to take on more of an apricot rosy look to them. And so as you see, again, we're still getting new buds that are opening, so you still have that sharp contrast. But overall, you can see we have a lot of variability between the colors, creating a nice bouquet of different shades of color. Now, both of these Perfusion zinnias are a nice addition to the garden because they don't need deadheading and, again, disease resistant. So while marigolds and zinnias have been around in the garden for many ages, they aren't the same ones that your grandma might have planted.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.